Hello, and welcome back to more Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. Firstly, before getting anything done today, I'd like to address a few things from last episode. I know last episode was a bit of a yap fest with me talking on and on about just random nonsense, and throughout all of it, I actually forgot to explain how to use the weapon. So to rectify that, I'll keep the same style for 3 episodes, sometimes 5, depending on the amount of progress that's being made. Like, for example, I didn't actually make a lot of progress last episode because I was too busy talking. For this episode, I would like to get past the first urgent quest in the game, but I'm not going to be talking about armor skills yet. I'm going to save that for the next episode, as well as the Palico stuff. This is pretty much just going to be me trying to catch up with some quests that I did not complete last time. First, before doing any of that, I should explain how to use the weapon, specifically light bowgun guild style. So, let's begin. So, if you're wondering, I'm on the Find the Ferns quest from last time. Just this time I'll pretty much exclusively be explaining how the weapon works. This is the same for every weapon. You can press X to draw it, and Y to put it away. On the bottom right is where your currently selected ammo is. And whenever you begin a quest, you will always have normal shot level 1 selected. You cannot change this by adjusting the ammo pouch. Anyway, after pressing X to draw your weapon, you can press X again to reload it. Bowguns do not come reloaded on a quest. You have to manually reload them every time. If you draw your weapon while in the air, you will do a jumping reload instead, which does damage the monster and also do a little bit of stun damage if you manage to hit it in the head. Well, now you might be wondering what to do with all that ammo. Well, next up, the A button with your weapon drawn shoots it. And you can press X again at any time to just reload it again. Now, it's also worth mentioning that you can also shoot while in the air if you press the A button while airborne. And this also works with rapid fire as well, although all your shots might not land if you hit the ground before you fire them all off. You can also still reload in the air with your weapon drawn if you're missing bullets in your magazine. While your light bowgun is drawn, you can just push the B button to do a back dodge. You can chain up to 2 of these together. And after shooting a shot, you can hold either left or right and also press B to dodge in that direction. You can chain side dodges and back dodges together, provided you have the stamina. The idea and the goal behind the light bowgun is to be agile and to hit weak points on a monster. It doesn't restrict your movement as much as the heavy bowgun, allowing you to stick close to a monster while evading a lot of close range attacks. Lastly, while moving, you can just press the B button to roll. Next up, changing ammo types. If you hold down the L button, or in my case ZL because I switched it, it'll bring up your item pouch, as well as your ammo pouch. By using X and B, you can scroll up and down the list. You'll notice Stone Shot is a funny green and blue color. The reason for that is, if it's listed as a blue ammo type, that means it comes packaged with the light bowgun. That's your internal ammo. That's what I mentioned the other day when talking about ammo types. If it's green, that means it can be rapid fired. In this case, stone is both an internal ammo and is capable of being rapid fired. Rapid fire bullets are pretty much the same as regular shots, however, you fire multiple bullets per shot. For example, 1 stone just shot 3 stone. It's worth mentioning that the successive shots for rapid fire shot have a little bit less damage, but assuming all shots land, it equates to being more damage. The last thing to talk about would be critical distance. Despite being called a gunner and shooting from a distance, you're more likely to be much closer to a monster than you'd expect. An easy way to tell critical distance is with normal shots. You'll notice that while shooting a normal shot level 1, the bullet casing falls off after a set distance. That indicates the distance where your damage starts to fall off, So you want to be hitting the monster before the shell casing falls off. In this case, anywhere between point blank and about a roll and a half distance away from the monster is good enough. Another way to tell is how much of a screen shake you get and hit effect. A bigger hit effect and a bigger screen shake means that you're at critical distance. And if you're too far away, you'll notice what not having critical distance looks like. No screen shake and a weak hit effect. The worst thing you could do while using either a light bowgun or heavy bowgun is attempt to shoot while not having any ammo in your magazine, because this leaves you drastically open to monster attacks, as you can't dash out of this animation. I actually forgot one super mega important detail that helps out with trying to aim for weak points. So with your weapon drawn, you can tap the R button, or again in my case ZR, because again I swapped it, to enter first person mode. This allows you to precisely aim directly at monster weak points and stuff like that. You can still also press X to reload as well while in this. You can exit it by either dodging or tapping R again to cancel it. Now, in my opinion, I would almost never use the first person aiming because it's a little too restrictive and you can't see what's going on, especially if there are multiple monsters in the same area. Instead, if you just hold the R button, or again in my case ZR, it'll bring up a third person aiming reticle. This can be aimed with the right stick, although personally I prefer to use the D-pad. It's not as intuitive as modern Monster Hunter games like World, Rise, and Wilds. However, it's good for making fine-tuned adjustments. Most of the time you'd only have to hold R and then aim up a little bit just to hit a monster's head, like Zinogre for example. There is an option in the settings to change how the third-person cam follows you. You could move your hunter independently. It can also like track with you, but I find that a little too disorienting. And I know I've probably said finally about like 4 times, but finally is the hunter art for light bowgun. At least the only one that I have available now, this early in the game, which is Full House. Now you'll notice I don't have any ammo currently loaded. Even the one I have selected isn't loaded into the gun. If I were to activate Full House, that then loads all of my available ammo, excluding rapid fire ammo. But, assuming you had Full House level 3, this would also be loaded too. It's worth mentioning that Full House loads ammo you don't have selected as well, which I find quite useful, especially if you have more ammo in your ammo pouch that you can cycle between. Also, I forgot to mention, the other reason why I prefer to use Full House instead of other light bowgun hunter arts is because I think there's a bit of a bug with Full House that never got patched out. So normally you're only allowed to have like one ammo type loaded into your bowgun. And if you swap to a different ammo type, it unloads the previous thing you had loaded. Now, after activating Full House, you're just freely allowed to reload all of your other ammo types without this restriction anymore, for some reason. It's a bit weird, but I'm not going to question it. Oh my god, there's actually one more thing I forgot to explain with the light bowgun, because it is such a minor move that I've completely forgotten about it. Back in the 3DS days, there was a special button on the touchpad that allowed you to perform a kick or a special action with your weapon. Now obviously, on the Switch there is no such touchpad button. However, if you were to press the minus button, that performs your kick gesture. And with your light bowgun drawn, if you were to press the special attack button, it is a short-range melee attack. This move is incredibly weak in terms of damage, however, it does have very high stun damage. So if you're able to get enough hits on a monster, you can quickly stun them by just butting into them like that. As an example of this move being useful, Kelbies are very easily stunned, and they go down straight away with just one hit. This will be useful for the Kelby Horn quest later. And I think that just about wraps up how to use the light bowgun with guild style. Oh yeah, the reason why I keep specifying guild style is because eventually the other hunting styles do add some restrictions to guild style while also adding their own playstyle on top of it. So now that you know the basics, I'll be able to explain what gets taken away when switching styles later. Before clearing out more of these quests, I'm gonna head to the box and fix up my item pouch to actually have some proper items in it. Oh, right. It's looking a bit barren, so why not combine some stuff? First up, some potions. And then mega potions. You know, I might actually just buy some items from the store because I don't have that much. Oh, hello. You must be the new easy money, new hunter in town. The chief told us all about you. Welcome to the Berna Market. From daily necessities to hunting gear, we've got it all, and then some. Well, all that we can manage to get delivered to us out here in the Highlands, at least. But I promise we'll do all we can here to meet your needs. So, don't you, or your wallet, be strangers now. Oh, you're here to buy something? Step right up and take a look. Might as well get rid of all the new notifications. In hindsight, I should have gotten the Book of Combos and Book of Combos too, just to make the combining the potions and mega potions easier. But for now, I'm just going to grab the essentials, basically a couple old pickaxes, a couple old bug nets. I'm only going to get 39 normal shot level 2s, because every quest will always give you 30 extra normal shots. So this will put me at 69, which then I can get 30 at the start of a quest. This gun can also shoot Pierce level 1, so in an effort to show it off, I'll get some of that too. Oh, and also Sleep level 1, which could be helpful. So I know the next most important quest to complete is Wipeout. However, for now, I need to get a few more items, just like well done steaks, and mushrooms, and more herbs, and honey, and all that, just to get a little bit more survivability early on. So I'm gonna take this time and do a bit of gathering on some of these other optional quests. So starting up, let's do for Dragon Amber. And who requested this quest? Well, it's the Burner Elder, of course. Dragon Amber, oh, I guess he would have said it like, Dragon Amber is incredibly useful for research, but it's also a pain in the neck to get. Well, for these old bones it is. Grab a few pickaxes and get to mining me some from the Jurassic frontier. Alright, mining some Dragon Amber. This time I'll actually check the supply box. And inside, we got the map, which is pretty useful. And they do give you some old pickaxes, but I'll make sure to pick these up on the way back. Alright, now you can see the full map, and how everything is connected. Because I'm going to be gathering a lot more than just Dragon Amber chunks, I'm going to cut out all the unnecessary gathering and just show off where the Amber chunks actually are. Alright, over here in Area 3, let's see if we get some Dragon Amber chunks. Or Dragon Amber pieces, I should say. Ooh. This is actually a pretty unique opportunity that I'm just randomly running back. So, occasionally, this is just completely random, you might see a Wyverian, like, hot air balloon in the sky. If you open up your gestures list and wave to it, it'll signal that he notices you, and mark any large monsters on the map that are in the same area. Currently, because this is still the tutorial section, there is no large monsters. If you're ever lost and you don't know where the monster is that you're hunting, you can give him a wave, and he'll help you out. Ooh, going back through Area 3, there's a gold ore zone. The gathering spots you see are kind of random, kind of not. Usually they're scripted, but sometimes you might just get bonus ones that'll respawn after a while. Oh, so it's worth talking about these Melynxes here. They're little bandit-style Palicos that will attempt to steal things from you. Just because there's a gathering spot around here, I kind of don't want them interrupting me. And potentially stealing any of the goods that I have. Now, if you are worried about actually losing your items, or these guys did take some from you, if you find where their statue is, you can get your items back. They do also drop some nice supply items occasionally, which can also help you out. If you did lose anything from the Melynxes over in Area 9, and you're wondering where to go and get them, if you come to the statue in Area 2, this is where you'll find anything that they took away from you. So, I know there was a subquest for fossilized bones. Unfortunately, I only managed to get one. Not two, sadly. But for now, I'll donate the pieces. And get ready for the next quest. So this episode is brought to you by the Melynx. Linean. I've hunted 3 of them so far. They're a 2-star threat level. Bipedal creatures resembling cats, known for their dark hair. More curious than felines, and possessed by kleptomania, Melynxes take what they steal back to their dens. Felvine intoxicates them, causing them to sometimes drop items. I forgot to mention, there is a type of herb in the game called a Felvine, which, if you're carrying with you, Melynxes will steal that first, before stealing any other of your items. They will always take the Felvine first. So if you're worried about Melynxes taking your items, be sure to carry some Felvine with you just in case. Next up is the quest for Medicinal Moths. This is pretty much the same thing as the Dragon Amber quest, however, you'll be gathering bugs instead of mining ore. Now let's see who requested the quest. It's none other than the Burner Healer. A friend of mine told me that there is a medicine that uses immortal moths. I'd love to research it, but sadly, I'm a real entomophobe. That's a fear of bugs, I believe. Could you catch some for me, please? I'm just now realizing I forgot to cook any steaks on that last quest, so I'll make sure to do that this time as well. So these big guys are kind of your main source of raw meat in this game, at least early on anyway. Ooh, and it looks like he was eating before I shot him. You only get those ancient berries if you shoot them while they're trying to eat. So, the gimmick with cooking is basically, you want to wait until the music stops and then the texture changes. Because you have a very brief window from when it is a full done steak until being burnt. And you want to make sure you hit that window precisely. You may notice that it changes texture before the music finishes. That means it is a rare steak. You can still eat rare steaks, however, they do not recover as much stamina as a well done steak. Alright, here in Area 7, let's see if we got any immortal moths. Carpenter bugs are good too, actually. I forgot to mention that rare steaks heal you for about as much as a ration. And a well done steak heals you for about 2 rations worth. Now, I also have a sub-quest in order to kill Banabras, which are these little flying insects. Not the easiest things to shoot down, I'll tell you that. There's a couple more in Area 3 if you still want to complete the sub-quest. And there it is. Now, I forgot to mention in the last episode that once you complete a sub-quest goal, you're allowed to end via the sub-quest, which doesn't mark the quest as completed, but you are allowed to return with all the items that you have gathered on the quest, while also obtaining the rewards for completing the sub-quest. In this case, I'm sure I would get some Banabra materials, and get to keep all the stuff I've gathered so far. There are a couple of quests where ending via subquest is actually more beneficial than completing the main objective. Also, upon completing a subquest, you are given more supplies in your supply box, which is this bottom row here. If you're curious about an example for why I said ending via subquest is more beneficial in some cases, there is a coal mining quest in G rank that requires you to gather 30 pieces of coal. However, the subquest is to simply defeat a Brachydios, and it is much faster and easier to defeat the Brachydios than it is to gather all the 30 pieces of coal. Plus, the quest rewards for defeating that Brachydios is pretty much as useful as gathering the 30 pieces of coal. Other examples would be a little bit more niche, like, I think there's a quest to hunt a Diablos, but the subquest is to break its horns. One of the rarest parts to get from a Diablos is its horns. So, to be able to open up a quest, simply drop in with Part Breaker, break its horns, and then leave, while also keeping the horns, is quite nice. Alright, and there's all 3 moths. Alright, now that I've done a little bit of gathering, there's a few things I want to combine just real quick to fill out the combo list. First up is number 33, which is a bomb casing. Bomb casing allows you to make a bunch more stuff. And the thing I'm most interested in is number 38. Dung bombs. These are useful for getting a monster to leave an area. Also, number 37 is pretty useful too. And same with number 36. Next up, what's number 11? A catalyst. These are kind of important. Also, a honey and a nitro shroom. Energy drink. A guild-approved beverage that boosts your stamina. Helps shake off sleep too. Basically, if you're in a drowsy state, you can consume this very quickly, and it keeps you awake, while also giving you a little portion of stamina, basically the equivalent of a ration. Oh, there's some more here for a mystery bone and iron ore. I think I know what this is. An iron pickaxe. I think the better one is probably mystery bone and macrolite ore. I know some people say matcholite. I tend to stick with macrolite. That's not all. An ivy plus a monster bone S. A bone husk and a whetstone. Empty vials are needed for making coatings, for example. Poison coatings. Power coating level 2. I'll go more in depth with coatings when using a bow. But for right now, might as well just fill out the list. so I know where everything is. And just for right now, because I have a fair few items that are good to get started with, I'm going to make an item loadout. What this does is now every time I get back from a quest, I can just quickly select this, and it will empty out my inventory and replace it with just these items from my box, which is really useful for keeping your inventory in check, especially after a long quest. Next up is Horns Aplenty, and requested by the Aged Apothecary. Eastern medicine believes Kelby horns can help heal injuries, so I'd like to keep a stockpile in my house. That means you get to go carve 3 of them for me. Don't dawdle now. So, brief explanation about the Kelby Horn quest. This quest is the fastest quest in the game to complete, hands down. So, if you're looking to advance time by 1 cycle in this game, then this quest is the go-to. The reason why it's so fast is because Kelby horns are not considered an account item, nor do they get taken off you at the end of a quest. So, you can keep a stockpile of Kelby horns in your box, and then do this quest over and over again, almost instantaneously. And there's the 3 Kelby horns. Oh right, I forgot to mention this little adorable creature. Wow, Moofy really likes you, huh? Well, she doesn't have an owner, so maybe you could try raising her. Basically, this little Moofa is kinda like Poogie in pretty much every other game. Just make sure you keep Moofy in good spirits, otherwise you'll have bad luck. How about we call it Alfonso for now? Oh, Amaterasu is a name, that's pretty cool. Cheese Poof. McCool. I mean, here's the obligatory leave a comment if you want me to change the name of the Moofa. Oh, Sugar? That's a good name. I'll leave it as Sugar for now. But if anybody wants to suggest another name for the Moofa, I'll be sure to change it in the future. Alright, next up is a Fungal Hunt. From the Wakadami Explorer. I've taken an interest in abyssal mushrooms. You can only find them deep inside the Jurassic frontier, and they have a very distinct scent. I can't go, but if you could, that'd be great. If you're wondering what he means by the depths of the Jurassic frontier, he's basically talking about Area 10, which is a very fungal area, so to speak. Also, you may have noticed on the map there's an arrow going from 10 to 3. What that means is that that's a one-way passageway from Area 10 to Area 3. You cannot go from Area 3 to Area 10. Is that a huge dragonfly? Wow, I've never noticed that humongous dragonfly before. Oh my god, it's gone. Oh, that's probably why I've never noticed it. Also, this guy's here. Dragonfly is massive. I will admit, aiming in old school Monster Hunter isn't my strong suit. But I still enjoy the light bowgun for what it is. But yeah, just taking a moment to take in the scenery is certainly something. The pulsating weird mass in the middle kind of brings it all together, you know? This quest unfortunately has no subquest, so I guess it's time to head back. And yeah, that's what the one-way trip looks like from Area 10 to Area 3. So, ain't no going back that way unless you can fly. I forgot to mention this last time, but I'm pretty sure when it comes to gathering Kelby horns, it is a 100% drop rate to get them if the Kelby is stunned versus being killed. But here's the abyssal mushrooms. So, if you're wondering why I said the Kelby Horn quest was so fast, it's because you can just take 3 bonus Kelby Horns that you have from your box and just go and start up the quest and immediately complete the quest. Alright, time for the final quest that's available at the moment, and it's worth noting this is a key quest. You could have ignored all the other quests and just done Find the Ferns and Wipe Out, and you'd be able to unlock the urgent quest. But I decided to save this one for last. It's requested by the Jurassic Frontiersman. You ever seen a Macau? You know, big tail, green, bad attitude, and totally rude. Seems their alpha has skedaddled off somewhere, so now's a great time to wipe out them pesky pests. So, Macau are basically this game's flavor of Jaggy or Jagras. Now, each Monster Hunter game has their own kind of weak early monster for you to take out. It might be a little difficult to hit them, but I'm going to do my best with Stone Shot. I might as well carve them too, just because I can use this stuff later. Oh, this one unfortunately disappeared before I can get a chance. Alright, 5 more to go. Oh, there's some more over here as well. It must have just appeared, or spawned in. Or, climbed over the mountain. They came in from out of view, you know, for immersion's sake. Yeah, of course, they came in from over there, exactly. Uh-oh. He took out the other one for me. Alright, and now the Burner Chief wishes to speak to me. Ah, Hunter. You seem to be doing well on your quests. By the way, the Meowstress has been looking for you. I'd give you her message myself, but I've forgotten the rhyme. You can find her at the Palico Ranch at the end of the path to the right of the village entrance. Meowstress is a Wyverian who scouts Palicos, felines that accompany hunters on hunts. She could tell you everything you need to know about Palicos. Now, don't keep her waiting too long, Hunter. I'll be honest, I thought it would just open up the quest straight away and not send me that way. So, if I'm being sent over that direction now, I guess this is going to be the end for this episode. Because I wanted to save the Palico Ranch bit and discussing Palicos later. Because that's going to take a whole episode in of itself. I'll combine talking about Palicos with also talking about armor sets in the next episode because we'll be getting a bit of an upgrade. So I guess for now, this is going to have to be goodbye. Next time we'll be taking on that urgent quest as well as discussing some of the Palico things and armor sets and armor skills. So for right now, I hope you've enjoyed, and do be sure to give this video a like if you enjoyed it, or subscribe to see more next time. Until then, take care.